AK Option Trader back with you again to look at some more stock charts and some stock market analysis for akoptiontrader.com. So let's get to it. Last week I was expecting a lot more volatility Thursday and Friday than we got. Thursday was okay. Friday I expected an even bigger movement, but Friday going into the weekend. This week we've got options expiration week. We have data all week this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but nothing on expiration Friday, which will have its own volatility built in just because it's expiration Friday. Monday through Wednesday was pretty much like I thought, flat, and then Thursday we finally had a decent move, and then Friday, not so much. So this week, I think we're going to see pretty significant amount of moving all week. I don't know if it's going to be the upside. I'd like to see some volume with some moves to push up through some of this resistance that we're going to look at. But I'm leaning towards that way a little bit right now. One of the reasons why we're looking at it, the VIX. You can see this gray box we've been watching. I've had it here, the gray box of death. I've had it here for, I don't know, a week or two, a couple weeks maybe. But if you notice, we touched the bottom of it, which, where did I draw the bottom? Well, I drew it at this bottom here, so it's obvious support. So it makes sense. Rallied up, closed right on it, actually opened above it on Thursday, which looked to be the strong day, and then rallied back into it. And now we're dropping back into it some more. Now the second retest, this may not hold this time as we come in to test it again. First time we held good, second time it may not hold. If this keeps falling and breaks this box, this market could really take off. It could be a sign that there is no volatility, there is no fair, people are wanting to buy it. And it looks to me though, the indicators are saying that it's oversold right now. It wants to cross over. Everything's pointing up. Even the histogram is coming up in here. Generally a pretty bullish sign. So right now though, I'd be wary of it. Keep an eye on the VIX this week, and if this keeps dropping and breaks down through here, this market is bound to take off. So let's look at the Dow, the Indu, as we like to call it on profit charts. This was the epitome of a slow move. You can see last week pretty much flat, flat, flat. Coming off of here, kind of flagged, make a straight flag for a move up, which it did. It moved up and then flat again. It's still beneath this long-term downline of this channel here, which I would say is minor resistance, but it's serving well. It's just right here at the bottom here is this line I drew, and you can see up here we came up and tested it. Here's a long-term downtrend from 2 years ago. Broke through that pretty easy. Now we're tracing along the bottom of this. The Bollinger Bands are still trending up. The 20 moving average has crossed over the 50. If you look closely here, the 20 is over the 50. The 20 is the red. The 50 is the orange. But the RSI and the MACD histogram's trending down. The RSI is flat. It's in a overbought position. So just be cautious of it. It can stay up here for a long time. And this thing is just slowly trending up. You got the recent highs here from January that we could go and hit at near 2. But I'd really like to see volume if we're going to do that with that move to the upside. And just, it's actually kind of trending down a little bit there. If you look at the SPX, same type of thing. Maybe not as emphasized as the Dow. Let's zoom it in here a little bit more. All right, so you basically got a red spin top doji right on the prior highs. I've got them, at 1151. Technically, is that right on the button? I don't know. It's close enough. We're just using this to see what's going on. I got the high here, the close, or the high is 1150.45 on this day here. So 1150.45 is our high. This is right in that area. And then today, our Friday, our high was 1153.41. So yes, we did move above it. We did not close above it, and I think the close is more important than just the move. Again, same type of thing. Histogram going down. MACD still turning up a bit, but obviously we're in the overbought position on the RSI. Got a red spin top doji sitting right on here. But the Bollinger Bands are trending up, and the 20 moving average costs the 50. So very similar. Just had more of a move up every day on the SPX after this breakout of this pennant last week than the Dow did. The Dow was even more sideways. I think the main reason for these moves up was that the excuse me, if it'll open, the NASDAQ was pulling the whole market up with it. The NASDAQ has been very strong. It has looked incredibly strong, and here it is here. You can see the huge difference. This is an actual good, solid move up. Bordered by, I just put a little trend line here, it's bordered by between the top of the Bollinger Band and this trend line. It's just in a tight channel moving up, cruising to the top. I mean, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row, 6 up days in a row here. It just cruised. Every time it touches this trend line, it just keeps moving back up. So obviously what we need to do is watch for the break of this, and that'll probably lead to some down move, to some sideways movement. Until then, it's just going to keep trending up on this trend line. If it does break it only for a day or so, it'll rally right back up above it. Kind of like here, you see how it broke the trend line, came back sideways, and came back above it. Again, indicators are all the same on this. It's still scary to get in long for me. I really think this market is really overbought right now, and I'd love to see a pullback to give us some good entry points here. But it looks good. It looks strong right now. Much to my chagrin, or surprise, I should say. I've been wanting to short this thing for a long time, especially this. I really, really want to short this when it turns around. I think the potential for some fast gains are there. The other one I've been watching a lot is RUT, as you know, and I was looking at it, studying a little bit. Here's that range we were watching for a while. Finally broke out this last time, and I noticed it has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days in a row where it closed higher. 9 days in a row, and it looked to close higher this day, opened higher, but it did not. This was Friday was the last day. The close on Friday was 676.59, and the high, or the close on this day, was 677. So Thursday. So it's closed 9 days in a row higher. It's been in a massive, massive uptrend, cruising to the top. And this is one of the indicators that I've been watching. I read somewhere that 21% of the Russell 2000 is up over 20%. So it's been strong. It's been something to watch, and I'm using this as my main indicator for the turn down. However, we did have the breakout, and it'd probably see, once it does turn down, we're probably going to see it offer support at the top of this channel. I'd imagine maybe not strong support, but some support. So if it does turn down, immediately we're going to have some support right there. So the higher it moves, the farther the down move will be. All right, and then the UUP, this is probably the most conflicting of all the ones I've seen. The sideways movement here was pretty much unbearable. I drew this pennant here. It did break to the downside out of this pennant. We looked at this 3-4 days ago, so it worked out well. But what I noticed is right at this 2340 right now. This is pretty decent support right here. I would be expecting a bounce off of this, but if you notice, we had pretty decent volume down here on this drop down. So if we have another big volume day, it may continue to break this. If it breaches the support, my guess is it would gap beneath it, and then we'd be looking at the 200 moving average. But that being said, as I posted a few days ago, the UUP has not been the indicator it usually is, the inverse indicator for the market. So this may not mean as much as it has in the past. But anyway, I like this to offer some sideways movement to a bounce here. If it doesn't, if it breaks out, then obviously we have an issue. All right, so let's look at some stocks. Let's take these studies off. This is Citigroup. This is one of the biggest options, biggest traded stocks right now. High volatility. Just like this strong up move, like this Tombstone Doji, followed by a strong up move, followed by a bearish engulfing. I like it to go down. I think this thing just got bought way too quick. I'm thinking it's going to go back down and retest this bottom line down here, or at least fill this gap at 380. So it's not that big a move. Maybe not be worth playing, but it's something worth watching. What I would do if I was going to trade it is I'd wait for it to break this 380 line. If it does, then I'd look for it to go all the way back down in here. All right, so that's C for Citigroup. Another one I really like is Halliburton, just because it's one of my favorite ones. I just like this range that it's in right here, and with an uptrend in the range. It looks like it wants to move up here, and when it gets up to here, maybe play it up to this 33 level, then I'd be looking for 2 or 3 days at the top, maybe 4, and watch for it to break back down. Then I'd watch this support and watch for a break of that to see if you could play it even lower. Then when I looked at charts, I saw tons of these just like this, bearish engulfing candles all over the place. XTO, bearish engulfing on the top Bollinger Band. That's always nice. Look at this, XOM, same type of thing. Bearish engulfing, top Bollinger Band on resistance. That's another one. They're all over the place. So energy looks kind of weak right now. So keep an eye on it. And perhaps that might be the sector we want to be playing. Another bearish engulfing near the top of the Bollinger Band. This is USO. So energy's looking like it might be top in here. That might be the play for me this week, and that might be what I'm watching. Other than that, it's kind of mixed signals with the UUP. Like I said, it may not be the indicator it was, but I might be looking for a slight up move today. If we get some of this news coming out Monday through Thursday, it could be what the market needs. This will be the AK Option Trader signing off. Trade well and prosper.